One.
What's up, Ravens? Welcome back to our first ONW Now of the year. I'm Damien alongside
Ash Hunt, and we have some amazing story for you guys today, like more on the dog that was recently in the building.
Or the blistering heat wave that we've been dealing with lately in Kansas.
And did you hear that Miss Debbie's retiring? Addison Lowe has an exclusive interview with Miss Debbie herself about her retirement.
It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be hard to leave y'all.
Sadly, one of our favorite people here at ONW is officially retiring on October 1st.
My plan for after I retire is to do whatever I want, whenever I want, if I want to.
Miss Debbie is so excited to learn how to do calligraphy and floral design when she retires, but she's also sad to leave all the people here at ONW.
Adults and the students, y'all are my babies. So it will be hard.
After all of her years here, Miss Debbie shares some final advice before she leaves.
Be you. Find what brings you joy and be you. Don't let someone else's ugly take away your beauty. Be you. Find what brings you joy, then you will be successful.
Miss Debbie has been such an influence at her school. It is so sad to see her go. Now this has been Addison Lowe from Raven Network.
Sad to see Miss Debbie go. I mean, who's going to tell us to make those wise choices?
But in some more cheery news, the Olathe Northwest Ravens just had their annual Little Ravens Cheer Clinic. Let's hand it over to Kenley Carter for more on the story.
Little Ravens is a cheer clinic that's open to any kindergarten through fifth grader to come in the morning, and they get to learn cheers, they get to learn jumps, motions. If they've never had cheer experience, it's perfect for them. If they are little cheerleaders, it's also perfect for them. So it's a fun morning and an awesome fundraiser for us.
Every year, the Raven cheer team looks forward to putting on this clinic, and they love so many different things about it.
My favorite thing about Little Ravens is every year getting to see them come back and having their little Raven cheer bows in and bringing their palms and just seeing them come back each year and kind of growing up.
This year, they had the largest group of Little Ravens they've ever had in history, with 117 attending on Saturday.
I was really surprised when I heard there was 117 girls coming to do Little Ravens. That never happens. That's just crazy. We always have a bunch of girls, but then it was the most we had ever had. These girls are all super sweet, and I can tell that they're bringing in friends too. So the word definitely gets out. We bring flyers to all the feeder elementary schools, and I'm happy that a bunch of people want to be interested in cheer, and this is planting that seed for them to become a cheerleader someday.
The fun for these Little Ravens does not stop with just a parent performance. They will also take the field at youth night.
So we teach them all the material they'll need to know to have a parent performance after our long day, and then they know a bunch of the cheers, and we take them to CBAC. They're going to come when we're playing Olathe South, and the girls are so excited. So we taught them plenty of cheers, and we're going to have them right next to us on the sideline.
You won't want to miss these Little Ravens in action on September 15th at Youth Night against Olathe South. For now, this has been Kenley Carter. Now back to the desk.
It's always fun to see the Little Ravens in the building.
Speaking of Little Ravens, freshman assembly recently took place. Let's head over to Jada Lee for more.
What's up, Ravens? My name is Jada Lee. I'm here at our very first freshman assembly to get insight from our RFC members and our freshmen to see what this assembly really is about.
With the freshmen tomorrow, we plan to reshare some of the things that they learned when they were here this spring. Being involved in clubs, being involved in high school is really important. They'll practice again the alma mater and the fight song, and then do those cheers. We'll even play a game. I'm sure they'll have lots of fun. I hope that these freshmen not only will have fun in the assembly, but then go to the games and participate in those cheers, and maybe by our first game, they will actually know the words and be able to jump right in.
Student leaders in RFC help with this assembly, and they explain the significance for the freshmen.
This assembly is basically to just really welcome the freshmen to ONW, make them feel comfortable, teach them the rules, how we run things around Olathe Northwest with activities, just kind of teaching them, welcoming them, showing them that we're all comfortable here and it's not you need to be nervous.
Throughout the assembly, various Raven groups participate and perform, showcasing how Ravens can get involved.
A lot of times, again, they don't know they can do or the things that they can get involved in. And so this really is just to teach them what they can do, and I think that they'll definitely benefit from it.
That's it for today, Ravens. Now back to the desk.
Something all these little Ravens probably have in common is their favorite animals. We have the exclusive story on some of ONW's favorite dogs. What's up, Ravens? After a long and hot summer of staying indoors, we've been spending a lot of time around our very favorite furry friends. We interviewed ONW students about their very beloved dogs. All right, I'm here with
James Fales and Hazel.
All right, now, how old is your dog Hazel, and how long have you had her?
Hazel is 11 weeks old, and we've had her for 3 weeks. I train her, and I buy a clicker, and just like I do that so whenever she does something that's good and that I want her to do, I'll just click it to let her know that she did something good. It's just like the communication key.
Well, my dog's name is Diego, but like multiple times, like I've been on a walk and I remember like some girl was like, "Oh wow, look, a puppy," and her mom was like, "Yeah, and it's an old puppy too." No, this was like when he was like 2, but he's just kind of dumb in like every way, in like a good way. He's dumb looking, he's dumb acting, and that's exactly what makes him awesome.
Her favorite toy is probably a bone.
I think his favorite chew toy, it used to be this zebra before he completely destroyed it. But it is now, I'm pretty sure, this like duck he has.
This has been David Manning. Now back to the desk.
Coming up after a short timeout, we'll send it right over to Chris and Matt for game day.
So, you want to...
I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke all the notch. Got some more millies, that keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them chopsticks cause they gonna chop. Took her out of violence cause of pop. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock. Cardiac, I'm the boss man in a suit with no tie. I can't be sober, I gotta stay high. Put me some syrup in the can and it's dry. Riding the special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. Shenanigans and burgers, she cannot decide. The ladies Mercedes will go to surprise. Don't sleep on Miss Lady, help be her pride. Taking her back while I'm gripping her sides. Taking back, this ain't regular size. You really fly, we like pelican guys. She ain't slick, I can tell her the skies. Upgrade at my wrist, put baguettes in the sky. She sing I might sign her and change her whole life. I told her to goggle and work on her eyes. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke all the notch. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot.
What's up, Ravens? Welcome to this year's first edition of your favorite sports segment, Game Day. I'm Matt, joined alongside Chris McCormick.
Fall sports have kicked off this week, and we have lots to cover, so let's get to it.
The Lady Ravens won state last year and are excited to try and repeat the historic record-breaking season they had last year in golf.
They kicked off their season last Monday on a very tough course in Lawrence Country Club. And this course is a tricky track with lots of tight fairways and fast greens that will cause lots of problems.
The girls put up a good fight, and Claire Sullivan led the team with a third-place finish. The girls would tie for first as a team, but it would come down to the fifth in a scorecard playoff, and Shawnee Mission East got away with the win.
The girls are excited to continue and compete and get the revenge against the Lancers in the next coming weeks. Great job.
Now, last Saturday, the volleyball team had their first game of the year against St. Thomas Aquinas.
The Ravens dropped their first set 25-19, but fought hard in the second set. It was a nail-biter all throughout, but unfortunately, the Saints come out victorious 25-22.
Now, the ladies were back in action last night facing off against a tough Blue Valley North team.
Sadly, they could not find their groove and were defeated by the Mustangs. The Lady Ravens play tomorrow for their first home opener against Bishop Miege.
Make sure to pop out and support your Raven volleyball team.
Moving on to soccer, our boys took on Olathe East last night at Seaback.
The Hawks jumped out to an early lead, scoring in the 5th minute of the game, but the Ravens were right behind them in the 32nd minute, with Luke Holzinger scoring a cheeky header off a beautiful assist from tallest 6 to tie the game at 1-1.
The Hawks snuck in a goal right before half, making it 2-1, and the fellas unfortunately could not come up with the dub, losing 3-1.
They're back in action on September 7th at Seaback versus Lawrence Free State.
Our awesome volleyball team has lots of bright spots on the roster this year, but one particular player got back from Mexico last Sunday.
Skylar Pierce had the opportunity to play on the U21 USA team and represent our country in Mexico.
My boy Drew Sheets has more on the story.
Drew Sheets.
The Raven Network is proud to present the first Raven Player of the Week as the one and only Skylar Pierce. Skylar Pierce represented our country by playing for Team USA at the 2023 U21 World Championship in Mexico just this past week. Let's hear from Skylar as she describes what this honor meant to her and its impact on our Raven Nation.
It was really exciting, especially just going out there and trying out with the girls. It was a different experience from my last experience going out and trying out, so it was really exciting, especially when I got the call and the emails, just seeing it like for real that I'm going to be going down there and be traveling to Mexico to play and represent USA. Coming off of last season, we didn't end up doing so well during high school season, so going off of USA and playing pretty well throughout the games, I think gave me an extra boost and also just makes me feel more confident in myself. What I've learned from it, I can bring back to my team, but also other people just knowing that I have played for USA, I think it'll bring a lot of people in, hopefully to watch us play and bring more excitement to our games. So we have a little bit of a cheering section, but also I know I can bring more information that I've learned from the games and teach the girls what I've learned.
Skylar and the girls finished at a very impressive 6th place as they were battling against other women from across the world and were by far the youngest team in the competition. For the Raven Network, this has been Drew Sheets.
Now, football plays Mill Valley this Friday against Mill Valley, and it's their senior night in the swamp. The theme is Camo Out. Make sure to pop out.
Our Lady Ravens kicked off their season last Saturday at the annual Volleyball Slam.
Caroline Mirich spoke with senior Lauren Roediger about the direction the team is headed after the Slam.
Athletes, the long wait for Fall Media Day is finally over.
Tomorrow during AI, if you were selected by your coach, please report to the auditorium and make sure to bring your Raven gear.
Make sure to tune in as we will be live and answering all kinds of questions from our Raven reporters.
Now to that story for Caroline.
Hey Ravens, we got the chance to interview and talk with Lauren Roediger, the senior middle hitter for our varsity Raven volleyball team after the Slam this past Saturday.
We went into the Slam, we thought we were going to do really good, and we obviously didn't have Skylar, so we had to adjust to that. And I think we did play really well. We played as a team, and it really helped us prepare for future games in the season. I kept a good mindset because I knew we had the capabilities to put the ball away, score the next point. It's just how we all do it as a team. Moving forward, we are obviously going to talk a lot more because I felt like communication was one of the problems, and just overall make more adjustments in the game for who we're playing.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another sports recap for Raven Network. This has been Caroline Mirich.
I can't believe all those athletes have to work outside in this crazy heat. Our very own Meredith Samuelson reporting about this extreme heat and how it's affecting athletes.
This past week, Kansas faced excessive heat that challenged our typical routines.
I don't think I've ever seen it as high as 82-degree dew point, and that's why it's just been heat index values 130, like in Lawrence, Kansas, places like that. So that was a new one that stuck out for me on this current heat wave that we've had.
After talking with Pete Grigsby, we take into account how the heat is also affecting student athletes and students' jobs.
The heat has definitely affected the start of the golf season. We haven't been able to practice this week, and our first tournament got canceled. It is moved to next week, and that just kind of makes it more of a running start instead of stepping into it.
I'm a soccer ref, and the heat has definitely impacted it because games are getting canceled because of the heat. And so if I was especially scheduled in the afternoon, I wouldn't be able to work, which means no money.
When there's an excessive heat warning, you basically, whatever you normally do outside, you should probably not do, especially in the afternoon, early evening hours. Wait till the heat breaks down and then get back to your outdoor activities.
After following the recommendations of local meteorologists, students had to adapt to the changes in their schedules.
Moving forward with my job, I am going to have to wake up earlier, so it's not going to be like me sleeping in on weekends anymore because waking up earlier means less heat.
Golf is like a hard sport when the heat affects it because there's not much we can do inside. We will practice at 6:15 on Thursday morning, so that's just hard just because golf is a very time-consuming sport, so it's hard to get a lot done in a small amount of time.
This may go down maybe one of the hottest summers we've ever experienced, even in our area.
That's all we have for you on the heat. Stay cool, Ravens.
I'm so glad that the heat wave is coming to a close, but make sure to keep an eye out this weekend for the weather, as it will get hot again.
A few weekends ago, Dolly Parton herself was in Olathe to shake hands with our governor as she opened a branch of the Imagination Library to all Kansans. Senator Ava Herdig for more on the story.
Did you know that Dolly Parton was in Kansas this week? Stay tuned to find out more.
Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is an online library where children ages 5 and under get books for free.
So I absolutely love Dolly Parton. I've always been a huge fan of hers, and I just love the fact that she's choosing to use a lot of her fame and just her public spotlight to be able to bring something so impactful to our community.
Dolly Parton started her digital library in 1995, inspired by her illiterate father.
I think fostering that love from even before you can understand the words yourself is so important. Just always having books around, and I think that's Dolly's mission.
With over 2,800 local affiliates, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library encourages children to get excited about reading education.
Books are awesome. My favorite book is about princesses. I like Ariel. I like her tail. Books make me happy. I love when Mimi reads to me. Books make me smart.
If you are interested in getting involved with this program, go to www.imaginationlibrary.com. For ONW Now, this has been Eva Herdig. Now back to the desk.
I love to read.
Thanks for tuning in today, and make sure to check in next week for more splendid stories.
Make sure to follow us on all our socials at The Raven Network, and for ONW Now, this has been Ash Hunt.
And David Manning. See you next time.